Let's come to order. I want to welcome everybody to our Tuesday, October 13th, 2015 Commission Work Session. All right, first order, review of the minutes. All the commissioners have an opportunity to review the minutes in their packages. Are there any deletions, corrections, or amendments to the minutes from the last meeting? All right, hearing none. Review of memorandum of warrants for a period of September 23rd, 2015 through October 7th, 2015. Ms. McDuffie.
Yes, Chairman. The memorandum of warrants for the period stated totaled $1,411,360. All amounts paid were a result of invoice documentation, contracts for wages due in the normal course of business. The amounts and payees were reviewed by the administrator and are being presented to the Commission for approval.
Thank you. Any questions about the memorandum of warrants? Under old business, we have two board appointments to the E911 Board of Directors. The appointments are due tonight. The candidates are Robert Prince and Travis Jones. Is there any other candidates that any commissioner wishes to add? Next, discuss board appointment to Elmore County Health Care Authority. The appointment is due 10/26/15. The only candidate we have at this time is Robert Baird. Is there any other names to be added? Next, consider the grant application with the City of Eclectic for the Madex Inc. Water Improvement Project. Anybody want to speak to that?
Leslie York is here. Leslie, do you want to say anything, or you want me to just go over what we've emailed back and forth? The amount on the match is $57,500, 20% match of a $230,000 grant. The Central Elmo Water and Sewer Authority has budgeted $12,000 of in-kind services for that, leaving $45,500. I'm sorry. Madex, the actual company that is entering into the grant, or the grant is for, has pledged $20,000, leaving $25,500 as the balance that they are requesting the county to provide, $25,500.
All right, thank you. Does any commissioners have any opinions, or I think the $25,000 would be an adequate number. Does anybody have any different opinions? All right, thank you. Next, under new business, Sheriff Franklin, the Fallen Officer Memorial. Sheriff. Is there any, questions or comments? Now, what exactly are you asking for us, just, for? Okay, that's no problem. Any other, questions or comments? I think we're good. Yes,
Thank you, sir.
thank you. Next is Gardner Purdue County Veterans Day Program. I don't see Gardner here, is he? I don't see him anywhere. If he comes in, during the work session, I'll let him speak. Next, James A. Martin, Temple Builder Transport, Inc., a non-emergency transportation funding. Is Mr. Martin here? Come up to the microphone, Mr. Martin. All right. Is there any, questions from any of the commissioners?
I just wanted to, I have some comments on it. Mr. Martin had contacted me in talking about this. I wanted to say back a couple, 6 months ago, we were having some problems in the Tallahassee area getting, patients to, dialysis here. Let me get back a little bit. Dialysis in Wetumpka, through Elmore County. That's the only dialysis center at the time, for, residents of Elmore County. I had talked to Greg Clark about starting something. Mr. Martin come to me, contacted me about him. I asked him, he was not, aware of the nonprofit organizations going through the budget process, so I told him to come and see if we could budget some for him and this, service that they're going to be providing for, the citizens of Elmore County.
My question is, how much funding? Right. Yes, thank you.
All right, is CarpDeck or anybody trying to help this organization, maybe look for grants or anything? Maybe
Have not contacted, Mr. Martin. I will get with Mr. Martin here after the, meeting and talk with Mr. Martin about it, and see about.
Leslie's right here. Leslie's
Oh.
here.
Okay. Right.
All right, thank you, Mr. Martin. Any other questions or comments? Do you have anything else? Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, well, this is loud. Next, discuss retracting approval of 050 retail beer off-premise only and 070 retail table wine off-premise only liquor license transfer application from Raha to Lean Inc. for County Food Mart, 215 Foxwood Road, Deepsville. Location is inside the town limits. I think that the ABC board, in my understanding, they submitted it in error to us rather than the town of Deepsville. Is that correct? So we have to retract it so that Deepsville can do it. Any questions? Next, consider declaring EMA office HP Color Laser 2840 printer and ink as surplus and authorize donating to Elmore County Partnership for Children SOAR program. Is this, Mr. Jones, do you have anything?
That's pretty much it. It's just a piece of equipment that we're not gonna have a need for moving into the new facility. And the color printing function of it is broken, and it's several years old, and they're looking for something that'll just do the black and white copies, and it'll do that fine, so.
Okay. All right, any questions? Next, under the consent docket is the travel memorandum only. We have nothing else. Personnel notification of resignation of Glenda Norris, probate clerk, effective 9/25/15. Notification of transfer of Samuel Duck, correction officer, to animal control, new budgeted position, effective 10/4/15. Notification of resignation of Tracy Blue, equipment operator 2, effective 9/24/15. Notification of resignation of Tyler Parrish, correction officer, effective 10/9/15. Notification of hire Beverly Martin, probate clerk, to replace G. Norris, effective 10/5/15. Notification of hire of Kenneth Lewis, part-time park attendant, effective 10/4/15. These are our personnel notifications. Under reports to the commission, Ms. McDuffie, do you have anything tonight?
I do not, but I would, if you have any questions.
Any questions for the administrator? Under Highway Department, Mr. Byer, do you have anything tonight?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I have a couple items that are in front of you in a little stack of paper. The first one is a letter we received from the DOT a little over a week ago that awarded us $1.5 million to do an intersection improvement project at the intersection of Redland Road and Fire Tower and Dozier. This is a project that came out of an intersection study several years ago that Sane and Associates produced for us. And these funds are HSIP, which are safety funds. 90/10 is the match on those, so we'll pay 10% match. And the PE, the preliminary engineering or the design costs are actually 100% funded. So in essence, for about $130,000, we're going to get a $1.5 million improvement to the county. So you've also got a schematic of it just to give you an idea. That's not the final design, but that was what was included in the report just to give us an indication of what it could look like at that intersection. That intersection's got about 5,000 to 6,000 vehicles in either direction that navigate that, especially in the morning and afternoon hours. The next document looks like this. It's kind of a landscape version of a roadway. That is the header for a new website that the ACCA is launching in an effort to emphasize A-TRIP and all the positives out of A-TRIP, and also look at the funding needs for roads and bridges across the state. So there'll be a public relations campaign going out, and actually the reason I included this header for you is not just to get you introduced to it, but that is actually our road that is in the header. That's County Road 80. That is the header for their Facebook and Twitter and everything else that they do social media wise. The next document behind it is actually our A-TRIP impact. So you'll see a front and back and then one more page. So it's got some highlights of our projects. I'll be getting you some additional copies if you'd like to have those when you're speaking to civic groups and things of that nature. We're going to be, hopefully I'm going to be giving Drew a copy of it here in just a few minutes, but also getting with Tumpka Herald and talking about the positives that have come out of our project so far. Back to this little banner real quick though. If you look at the very bottom of it, I've got a little summary for you. In the last 30 days, we've been successful in securing $7.5 million in projects through the MPO, and $1.5 million in the HSIP. And Commissioner Taylor hadn't even heard this, but we got word through ADEM that whether they fund partial or all of ours, scrap tire marketing grant for the Learning Tree, we're going to get one of those two. They're trying to figure out a way to do the whole grant for us. So they're trying to navigate their budget cuts that they just fell through the general fund, and they're trying to figure out if they're going to be able to give us it all or part of it. So pretty good last 30 days for us. The last two are two maps basically showing you the state grades that fall under 75. As y'all probably recall, every year we have the state come in and grade about 20% of our roads because of federal and state agreements that were signed between DOT and the county. If we have roads that fall below 70 and they remain there for 3 years or more, they start withholding federal funds from us. We haven't been in jeopardy of doing that, but just for a little comparison for you, if you look at the first map that's got all the little roads on it, and then you look at the second map, you'll see that a lot of our local road projects and federal aid projects have knocked out several of those roads. This map right here that just shows them all in like one corner of the north and the east of the county, where we've got the majority of our roads by, just for your information, are ones that we'll be targeting in the coming year to try to do some rehab work to. Whether we do them as a full-blown project or we do it as something that the county force is focused on. An example of a good one that the county's focusing on is New Quarters Road down in Commissioner Taylor's district, where we're doing reclamation and sealing right now on our own that will get that road back in good shape, especially for the traffic that it has. So, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, that's all I have in the way of a report. Do y'all have any questions for me?
Any comments for the engineer questions? Thank you for all your work, Mr. Bauer. Next, Mr. Jones with EMA. You have a report tonight?
Just a couple of quick items. First, next week on next Tuesday, we've got a mass casualty exercise over in the Tallahassee area. We've been working with the Tallahassee City Schools and several of our public safety agencies over in that area of the county, and also Community Hospital over in Tallahassee. We'll kick that off around 7:30 in the morning on Tuesday morning, and it'll run through about 2:30 Tuesday afternoon. The second thing, we did complete the Community Emergency Response Team training class over in the Emerald Mountain community. It's kind of a citizens preparedness class. It's a group that's going to be working a little bit more closely with the volunteer fire department over there to help them with some things. And we had 18 to complete that program. It's a 24-hour training course, and very proud of the efforts that they put into being able to help their community out and be a little bit better prepared to help their community out in emergency situations. Then last, I'd just like to report that we're working on moving into the new facility. We've got, I'd say, 75 or 80% of our administrative office moved in there. We are continuing to wait on the phone service to be in place with ITS, and we hope, got an update from them earlier today, they hope by the 26th now we'll have phone and internet up and operating in the facility, where we can move all of the EOC out of the basement of this building, and then also dispatch will be looking at moving probably the first week in November. So that's all I've got. Do y'all have any questions of me at this time?
Any questions for Mr. Jones? Thank you. Next, the county attorney report. Mr. Weller, do you have anything tonight?
I don't have anything in addition, Mr. Chairman, but I'd be happy to answer any of the Commissioner's questions.
Any questions for the county attorney? Important calendar dates, Ms. Erb.
We have one date. The next commission meeting is Monday, October 26th at 5 o'clock.
Thank you. Reports to the commission. Commissioner Taylor, do you have anything tonight?
I have none at this time.
Commissioner Falk, do you have anything?
No.
Commissioner Daniel Smoke, do you have any report?
No, sir.
Mr. Rachel?
Nothing at this time.
And I have nothing also. So we'll adjourn our work session. I'll get the agenda ready. I'll be back in just a few minutes for our meeting. Let's come to order. I want to thank everybody for staying for the business meeting. I want to ask Eric Jones to give our invocation and Commissioner Taylor to do our Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear God, thank you for this business being conducted tonight, dear Lord, for our citizens of our county. Dear God, thank you for the the opportunity to be able to carry out the business, dear Lord, in such a peaceful manner. Dear God, I pray for each family represented here and all the families across Elmore County, dear God, that you would just be with them and help them to learn who you are, dear God, more, and just, dear Lord, help them to see how you love them. Dear Lord, those of us that need to show your love, dear God, help it to be a burden, the biggest burden on our heart, to share your love with others and share you with others, dear God. And again, we want to lift our soldiers and men and women overseas that are serving our country, dear God, up to you, dear Lord, and just pray for those families, and dear Lord, it's so difficult on those, the families to have their loved ones away, and dear Lord, I pray that those of us too that are able to minister to those families, dear God, you would impress upon our hearts to minister how you'd have us, dear Lord. Just help us to be the feet in the hands of you, dear God, and help our burdens be yours, dear God. Dear Lord, again, just thank you for loving us. Thank you for all that you provide us for each and every day. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Present.
Commissioner Falk?
Here.
Chairman Bowen?
Here.
Commissioner Rachel?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smoke?
Present.
Motion to approve the minutes for the September 28, 2000 Commission meeting as presented in the work session.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Rachel?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smoke?
Yes.
Motion to approve memorandum of warrants for period of September 23, 2015 through October 7, 2015.
Motion.
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Rachel?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel
Yes.
Smoke?
Under old business, a motion to appoint Robert Prince and Travis Jones to the E911 board. Appointments are due tonight.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Rachel?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smoke?
Yes.
Motion to approve and $25,500 grant match with the City of Eclectic for the Madex Inc. Water Line Improvement Project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Rachel?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smoke?
Yes.
Under new business, a motion to approve or deny the Elmore County Fallen Officers Memorial at the county jail.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Rachel?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smoke?
Yes.
Under new business, a motion to approve or deny funding for Temple Building Transport Inc. for non-emergency funding.
Motion to table.
I second that.
Motion to table and second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Rachel?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smoke?
Yes.
Under motion to approve, deny retracting the 050 retail beer license and 070 retail table wine license liquor transfer application from Rahu Inc. to Lean Inc. for County Food Mart, 215 Foxwood Road, Deatsville.
Motion to approve, retracting it.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Rachel?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smoke?
Yes.
Motion to approve, deny declaring EMA Office HP Color Laser Jet 2840 printer and ink as surplus and authorize donating to the Elmore County Partnership for Children SOAR program.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Rachel?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smoke?
Yes.
Move we can approve the consent docket.
Second.
Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Rachel?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smoke?
Yes.
Anything further, Ms. McDuffie? Anything, Mr. Byer? Mr. Jones? Mr. Weller?
No, sir.
I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion, second. Call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner Falk?
Yes.
Chairman Bowen?
Yes.
Commissioner Rachel?
Yes.
Commissioner Daniel Smoke?
Yes.
We're adjourned.